Welcome, man.
Hey.
So far, I've heard only great things about you. And Adrian tells me you were hustling, bustling when you were young.
Yep.
And nostalgia, an inspiring MMA fighter. I saw your t-shirts out of the trunk of your car. How did you even get that thought when you were in high school, dude?
So the t-shirts, that was my brother Jaden. So he started his clothing brand, and then I actually didn't get into the clothing brand until 2019.
Yeah.
And then he was selling like t-shirts out the trunk, and then he needed a website built. He needed to put it online. He needed to like expand it. I was like, hey, and because I was already doing that for Adrian, I was like building websites in high school. So in high school, 2015, like the influencers on IG.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about hustle, talking about all this. Like ever since I was little, I always liked money. I wanted to be a business person. And then high school is like when I started taking action, like little by little. I wanted to do a social media marketing company. So I actually went out, I registered as an LLC when I was 16. Basically started phoning businesses, and then to find a niche, which is I chose restaurants, and that's why Adrian. So my sister is friends with Adrian, so she was like, "Hey, I got a friend. Let me ask him." So I sent him an email, and then we met up in person, and then that was that. So I started taking photos for him, running his Instagram. High school ended. I actually went to boot camp for the Army, so I stopped that, came back, got into trading currency online. So I'm still I trade for a prop firm now.
Forex or crypto?
Forex.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not into crypto. Yeah.
What, dude? It's like the next. I would say that's like the next thing. Like real estate was like the moneymaker of our parents' time, and crypto is like our opportunity right now. You don't think that's the case?
Yeah, I can't say. I'm still trying to get into real estate, so I'm like, putting the bank aside, and then when the time comes, I'm gonna start, making connections, and then trying to do rental property. So even though I'm 21, like I feel like I like playing on the safer side. When I trade, my risk management is like tight. I don't risk a lot. And then I just like keeping my wrist tight, like, because I lost a lot, like back then. I know like what risky stuff turns into, like me personally, I trade price action. That means like if you have a chart, I can be able to trade it in metals, crypto, Forex, or stocks, trade it with price action. But like I don't like get into it like all the coins and like the NFTs. I wouldn't want to get into that. I like playing on like the safer, not like I like low risk, not high risk, high reward.
Dude, I didn't even know we would be talking about real estate and freaking trading today. So my main question for you then, since it seems like you mainly run off technical analysis and you're low risk, what setups and what strategies do you use on those setups?
I only use two strategies, so double top, double bottom, and pull back.
Okay.
I go higher time frame, lower time frame. So I look at the 4-hour chart, and then I trade off my entries are on the 1-hour chart.
So I'm guessing before you even jump into a play, okay, this is the amount that it could run by, and this is how much I could lose by. And you never know exactly if it's going to go up or down, right?
See, this is where back testing comes in. This is why a lot of traders fail. So you heard the saying, 99% of traders fail. Back testing, that's important. You look at my computer, like my other computer, it's all spreadsheets, man. My strategy right now, so the 28 major pairs: Australia, Canada, United States, New Zealand, Japan, which one I missed? Switzerland, the 6 major countries together, 28 major pairs. Your strategy can work on one pair, but not work on another pair, because each pair has their own personality. That's why beginners should focus on Euro USD, because that's like the biggest, high volume, always something going on. So I back tested all 28 major pairs with both strategies 100 times each. If it performs 100 times each, and as long as your win rate is above 50%, that means in the long run, even if it's 51 to 49, that means in the long run, you're coming on top. And the thing is, a lot of people think this is like get rich quick. No, man. It's like anything that's get rich quick, you got to think about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's nothing in here that's get rich quick.
Nope.
That was when I was 16, 17 in high school. Yeah. I'm looking at get rich quick stuff. You know what I'm saying? Got into some stuff, but now it's long term, man. It don't matter if you don't make money in the next 3 months. What's matter is that you're going to come out on top at the end of the year, or in the end of 2 years. And I'm playing the long game. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm risking low. I'm like back testing everything.
From your back test, is that where you figure out the W's and the L's? Meaning you, as long as it's winning 51% of the time over 49, that's something that you would trade.
So 28 major pairs, I trade 12 pairs right now. I trade 12 pairs on my double top strategy, and I trade 9 of those 12 pairs for my pullback strategy. So any little change that I want to make, I back test it. So right now I have a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio. So I risk 1 to make 1. Yeah, 1-to-1 risk reward. So I wanted to do 1 to 2 or 1 to 5, 1 to 1.5 or 1 to 2. And I had to re-back test everything. Any little change in your strategy, you got to back test it out. Again, 100 times. Trading for a prop firm, you can't hold the trades over past the weekend. And you're doing 1 to 1.5, 1 to 2. That takes too long. You know what I'm saying?
How often is Forex open for?
It's 24 hours Pacific time here, Friday at 2, and then opens back up Sunday at 2.
Okay, so it always resets during the weekend, it sounds like.
You can hold your trade past the weekend, just that this particular firm doesn't allow that. Usually when I'm in, I'm out within either the same day or the next day.
I've seen some videos on Forex. A lot of people are like, they're kind of just hawks. They're just watching for like that 5-minute trade or whatever, right? That's your time frame. Within 5 or 10 minutes, you're in and out of the play.
I'm in the trade for like 1 to 2 days. I trade out the hourly chart, so I don't have to stare at a computer the whole time because every hour there's a new candle, right? If I look, this is pretty far from a double top setup. It's all the way down here. It's not on any major levels because I draw my major levels on the 4-hour chart. If all 12 pairs are pretty far away from a major level, it's probably going to take a few hours in order to get up there, and then it's still going to have to form a double top if it's going to reverse or pull back, you know? My pullback strategy, that's when I have to like check every hour. Okay. Every hour I just see where the candles are right now. I was like, oh, I don't got to trade, and I'm off. The only time I stay looking at the chart the whole day is if I'm back testing. It's not good to just look like force a trade. This is why you got to back test. Your strategy needs to have rules. It has to be objective, not subjective. Yeah. Subjective. If I give you my strategy right now off my book, you can trade it.
Though, yeah.
Well, and you
would.
Yeah. Because it's objective, for not the double top. Because double top, you need like experience to draw your major levels. On my pullback strategy, it's all rules based. So if you trade my strategy, you would enter the same time I would enter because I wrote down all the rules. The reason why you need these rules so your back testing is more accurate.
I don't trade any Forex yet, but of course I've watched videos and stuff like that, right? But my main strategy right now with crypto, at least it's long term and just following the asset cycle. It's every 4 years it kind of resets, but you never know this year if it's going to stick the same or not. Now that there's so many corporations that are jumping in, right? And if they can overpower the whales or not. But with my shorter term strategies, it's mainly running the wheel strategy on stocks that I see a longer out term for, like Palantir or Tesla. And so I mainly sell calls and sell puts. And that's all I'm doing right now.
Options?
Yeah, options.
So this is just like month to month, you know, and then put in the personal account from the prop firm. But long term wise, you heard of M1 Finance? It's like Robinhood. Yep. So I just use their expert pies. So they have a section called expert pies. It's pies that they put together themselves, like the investment pies. I just long term I put it in there.
That's pretty cool that you have a strategy that you have all the rules for, and as long as somebody else is following the same rules, that's pretty interesting that they would still like most likely be able to successfully trade it too. You know, they always say, you know, you always get emails or texts or comments from other channels and they're like, hey, come to our channel, we'll give you all like the signals, we'll give you all the rules.
And
you never like I've gone to a lot of those and I'm just like, man, this is like a shit show here. Like you're just here to grab money, you know.
When I first started trading, I actually was in those telegrams, you know, trying to get rich quick. I was in those telegrams, I was paying for signals. I'm just like, man, hey, none of it works, man. None of it works. No matter how good the trader is, if they're successful in trading, they're not going to need to sell you $25 for a month signals.
I believe that there would be someone that's successful, but they're also trying to build in another stream, right? At some point, do you think, you know, you have your rules and if you could sell,
I would not sell my rules.
You would not sell them?
It's like my holy grail.
Because it'll change up your style too. Because now if everybody knows it, you'd have to change the way you trade as well.
Because I put in the time. I back tested for months, dude. Not trading, not making money, just back testing, just trade back testing, looking at charts every single day with my spreadsheets. If you trade off signals, you don't have the confidence. If you follow my rules and you trust me 100%, you're gonna trade the same way. But if I just give you my strategy, you're not gonna trade it the same way because you don't have confidence. You didn't do the back testing yourself. You don't know the back testing results. You don't know what the max drawdown is. You don't know any of the numbers. Technically, you won't trade it the same way. You know what I'm saying? I put in the hours. So someone that's trying to be successful in trading, they should too put in the hours. You gotta build your own confidence, and that you're more emotionally stable when you're trading. You're not like high when you're making money and then like the lowest low when you're losing. You're like constant, you know?
No, I believe it, dude. Like a lot of times if you have not done it enough and you don't have the confidence, you might leave the trade early. You're not following the process, right?
Exactly.
And like for my wheeling strategy, whenever my win rate is about 75% and my lose rate is about 25%. But when I win, I'm winning like 250, and when I'm losing about 150. That setup doesn't always come too, right? Sometimes when you're selling, you'll get put to your 100 shares of stock because it didn't go down to where you were. My strategy isn't like totally refined yet, but I'm totally working towards it to the point where if I can do it where I can just collecting the premium and don't need to get the shares, that's your most profitable place because now you can take the money and keep reinvesting it and compounding it, right? Adrian has a good friend, his name is Marwin, and he's really into trading as well. Not Forex, but stocks. He mainly trades breakouts. So if you
breakout.
ever wanted to learn, or if you're already learning, but you wanted to talk to someone, I think Marwin's someone that's really good to talk to.
Cool, thank you.
But
I got into that after boot camp, and then after boot camp, I was in the National Guard, so we had AT like the two weeks in a year. And in Wisconsin, my brother needed like a website and everything, and I was like, hey man, I'm the man for that. I hopped in, you know, e-commerce, Shopify, made an LLC, got business bank account, set the money right. Like we're popping, and he's doing like the rapper design side and everything besides that. You know.
How did you pick up all those skills? Just like through middle school? It sounds like you were probably like playing around on the internet, and what, you were on Zynga, or how did you start?
I just started Googling, looking stuff up, like building websites, and then how to turn that into a service and how to make money in like with that service. I'm thankful for Adrian. Adrian helped out a lot because he trusted me. I'm a 16-year-old kid walking into your restaurant business and asking you if you want to run their Instagram. I don't know, when I first talked to him too, I was nervous. Like I was like a little shaking, a little cold outside. Stuttering. I'm grateful for him because through him, I learned a lot more. Because now I'm, you know, when you're learning something and actually putting it into action is different. At first it's theory, and then now you're actually testing that theory. Yeah. So I learned the social media marketing stuff, and now I'm actually testing it. I'm running ads on Facebook for him. I started learning through that way.
Adrian was telling me you shouldn't be someone to be slept on. He was like, if you need to talk to someone, because I interviewed Adrian about a month ago now, and he's like, you need to talk to Humbert next.
Right on. Thank you.
That's crazy that you're running the streetwear, and I was thinking, you know, Adrian gave me your handles on both your IG, your personal, and your business. And I'm like, this guy's streetwear. We're going to be talking mainly streetwear stuff, but you have a lot of things going on, man. How do you time manage everything?
So wake up, breakfast, like I spend time cooking each meal. And then I only have 2 cheat days in a week, Friday, Saturday. Every day besides that, I have to cook every single meal. And then I cook, trade, and then I'm off to the gym. In between trading, I'm replying to our emails, doing all the customer service. I'm packaging, talking with our bookkeepers, like all the online stuff with the brand. And then when the time hits, I got to start driving to San Jose and hit the gym, and then I do like 2 hours there, and then I come back at night, and then the next day is the same thing. Wake up, eat, trade, and then emails, all the brand stuff, and then go to the gym.
Do you have any VAs working for you at this point? Yeah.
We have a bookkeeper through Bench. That's about it. Jaden, he designs. He does like the creative side of things. He's like the creative side, pictures, photo shoots, designs, and he actually runs like a couple brands, and he designs his own. He's like a super creative designer, Photoshop.
Jaden?
Yeah, not like my blood brother, but you know, like a super close friend. Yeah, he's like the creative guru, and then I'm just like numbers, and all I know are like numbers, and then
Nah, dude, that's the way to do it. You find a co-founder that's like your opposite, right? And so now together, you guys are like a powerhouse.
Exactly. You handle all the creative stuff because that's what you're good at, and then I'm making sure this business is long term. You know what I'm saying?
I was looking through your TikToks and your Instagrams, and I would say your customer service is pretty legit, dude. Like the answers that you guys give are like detailed, and you're even like, hey, if you don't like the lead time, email us, let us know, and we'll give you a refund. Like we would rather, if you're going to be unhappy about it, we'd rather you not be. Let us give you the opportunity to refund you, you know?
Exactly. And then last time, like our last batch of shoes, there was like some minor defects in it. We just started refunding people like, hey, we're sorry. You know, we're switching manufacturers. Like this is not okay with us, like from the manufacturer. So we're just going to refund you guys. You know what I'm saying?
What was your process to look for your manufacturer?
See, that's Jaden. He's on Alibaba, and he's looking at what other brands use. So we want to drop something similar. He's searching for what their manufacturer is and what their minimums are.
I hear that's the way to go. I have a few friends that do Amazon FBA. Most of their manufacturers, they're looking up what they manufacture for other people on Alibaba. Send out your estimate, send out your questions, get the MOQ, and see how much it's going to all cost. And then you can break down and have all the numbers to make sure, all right, we can do this or we can't do this, right?
That's like the big stuff. And then like screen printing and all that stuff, it's just based like locally here or in LA.
It's a lot to handle. That's freaking crazy, dude. And you're only 21 right now?
Yeah.
You're really ahead of everyone at your age right now. You know that, right?
Yeah. I see it, but the same. I feel like going through a boot camp, it's like it calluses your mind. And I actually went through boot camp with a torn ligament in my ankle. I was limping for 6 months, and I had a limp on the runs. I had a limp in the PT test. I was limping everywhere, and then I had to buy like ibuprofen for like $70. It's like prison. My boy he got some from Sick Call, which is like the hospital doctor at boot camp. Like like, give me some. He's telling me to buy it. I'm like, all right. And we all had cash on us. Give him $70, like 10 for like 7 pills, like $10 to pop.
Man.
For some ibuprofen. And I would take that before a PT test. I would take that before like any large runs or rucks. I guess that calloused my mind and like put some discipline in me. And then when I came out, I'm just like, I have all these dreams. I want a Rolls Royce, Lambo, mansion. You know, all the little kid dreams. I want a Lambo, I want a mansion, I want a Rolls Royce. I'm like, how am I gonna get that? I used to think like I was gonna get that in my 20s. Like, how am I gonna get that? I'm not doing shit right now. I just got out of boot camp. Like, what am I doing with life? You know what I'm saying? And that's when I started getting into trading, and then all that get rich quick mindset with trading, and then thinking long term, but like, hey, it's like, this is like money wise, and with any business, like with fighting too, everything is the long game. You play the long game, eventually, you know, you're gonna get where you're gonna want to go.
Compound.
Exactly.
1% each day. You improve 1% each day. You'll compound. You'll get there to your. As long as you don't give up and you're not stagnant, right?
And I've just been hella focused on. I mean, I've been doing martial arts since like a little kid. For the past 2 years, been really focused on actually being like a professional fighter. I don't know how to explain. It's really primal. It's really, you know, standing in the cage, you're patting each other's faces just for other people to be happy. It's like, that's just like something I want to do, you know, like business, money aside, I don't care. This is just like something I really want to do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm putting the work in, putting the time in.
You already have an avenue where you're using your brains, right? Whereas this other avenue is more like, how do I like work on myself and make my body like strong enough to be able to compete with all the others in like the fighting side, right?
That's mental too, but that's like a different side of mental.
Yeah.
That's like, you got to be mentally tough. It's more of a mental game than it is a physical game, because it's hard to break somebody physically in a cage, but it's easier to break them mentally. If you break them mentally, even though they're not broken physically, you already won the fight. If you broke them mentally, if they're scared, if they don't think they can win this fight anymore, they're gonna start fighting different. But if you're trying to break their body physically, yes, you could do that. It's gonna be harder to break them mentally. If I'm hitting you and you're not hitting me, and I'm ducking, slipping, you know, taking away your moment, and I'm coming back with my moment, you're gonna be beaten mentally. You're like, damn, I can't hit this guy. You know, man, I already lost 2 rounds. This is the last round. You're the last to fight, you know what I'm saying?
Of all the times I've gone to like an MMA fight, like party or anything like that, I've never had that thought of like, you got to break them down mentally. Like that's pretty deep stuff. Yeah.
That's why there's a lot of shit talking, man. It's just like Connor. That's why Connor, like Jose Aldo, one of the best, one of the best featherweights, broke him down mentally before the fight. And he's angry, emotional. When you fight emotional, when you use your emotions to fight, this is when you do stupid stuff. You can't get angry. You can't get cocky. Like, you know, the Japanese saying like, wushin, you got to be like empty-minded. When you're in there empty-minded, you're in the flow state. You're not angry. You're not anything. Honestly, for me, it's in there having fun, dude. It's like, it's a sport, man. It's all business. When I'm up there and I got to do face-offs and stuff, like I'm not going to hate the guys. It's all fun and games. It's business. You know what I'm saying?
How many like fights would you count that you've been in now? And how many of those would you say that you broke them down mentally versus physically?
So I have 3 Point Muay Thai wins, 3-0. First and last, I would say. Second one, I was just focused on giving him like welts on his body. It was just like a lot of muscling, a lot of just banging, a lot of like just brawling. My mind wasn't clear for that one. First one, being technical, and then making him miss, making him not hit me. He only hit me like 2 or 3 times right before the second round ended. I caught him at a cross, and that was it, because he stumbled. You can see it in their eyes when they get frustrated. You can see it when somebody's angry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, I got a jiu-jitsu tournament coming up. That's my first jiu-jitsu tournament coming up, because if I want to get where I want to go, I got to put everything together. I need the stand up, I need the ground, I need the in between, which is the wrestling too. I'm just, you know, putting my money to like my coach, and then putting everything together and just going on.
No, you're investing in yourself, right? You're investing in your own time, and you're investing in what you want to accomplish, and that's great.
Yep.
Like you're not just, not to put you down or anything. Going into this, I was just thinking, oh, okay, this is just gonna be streetwear. Cool. All right, this is gonna be interesting interview about streetwear, but we're learning so much more. Like you're, you know, at the forefront, you have a business, but also you know how to invest that money to make sure that in the long run, Humbert is going to be taken care of. Future Humbert is going to be taken care of.
Yeah.
But also you're thinking of your time management. Also, what do you want to accomplish in your life? And right now it's fighting, and it's your goals for where you want to take that.
Actually, I'm not even into streetwear like that. That's the truth. I like dressing nice. I like buying. I don't like buying anything, honestly. You know, Graham Stephan. Yeah. I'm like the Asian of him. I'm cheap as hell. I'm cheap as hell. You can give me a shit ton of money, I'm not spending it. I'm like buying. We make clothes, so I'm getting like a few outfits every month. Like last month, I just got 4 pairs of pants from our brand. We dropped 4 colorways. All right. I got 4 more pants now. I got 2 more hoodies now. I got like now. I got a lot of clothes. I mean, I like dressing nice and I like nice clothes, take pictures of nice clothes, but I'm not into streetwear like those fashion people are, where they're like studying streetwear, what kind of fabric this is. This is some Japanese denim. I'm not into that. I don't find interest in that. I actually think that's pretty fucking boring.
I think that's in life. Like other people have their own interests, and in life, when you realize that you can't possibly have it all, you need to focus on what you like as your own. Exactly. Everyone likes the cars, everyone likes the nice house, everyone's like the mansions, the clothes, right? You can't afford all of that, right? If you go for all of it, you're just gonna kill yourself and get yourself in debt. But if you know, like, oh, I'm all about the cars, right? Then you're like, I have a goal. My goal is to do this, and you know exactly where you're gonna be going with that. All I could see from your personal IG was mainly the fights and the streetwear, and so I'm like, I couldn't tell otherwise.
I don't post about trading. See a lot of people, they're screenshotting cryptos, talking about come invest with me. You know what I'm saying? No. I keep my trading really low key. Only a few people know I keep trading super low key. Everything else, honestly, people thought I just started like fighting and going out. I've been doing martial arts like damn near since I was a little kid. You know what I'm saying? Just now that I'm trying to build something bigger with it. Now that I'm trying to fight professionally in the future. Now I'm like, I want to post about it. I want to make my Instagram look like it. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm just posting about it. You know how a lot of people think if you don't post about it, if you don't talk about it, you're not doing it. And there's these IG influencers, they're not doing it. They're posting about it. Everybody thinks, oh man. And then you're actually doing it, working hard, you're putting on your time in, but you don't want to post about it. They think you're just a bum. They think you're just, what are you doing? Promote the brand and then just my fight. That's it. That's the only thing I want to put out.
Do you plan to scale your business for your restaurants and helping with, it seems like mainly the marketing side? Are you planning to scale that side of the business as well?
That's over with. And I had an ATM business with my other boy too. So we put in ATMs. It was a coincidence that we sold our ATM before COVID hit. Now, none of those businesses are open, so nobody's going to use the ATM. Not going to make any money anyways. But so we got into the ATM business. So I ventured in a lot of different things.
I can see that.
As like a side thing. And I was calculating it. I was like, this is how much money we're putting in every month. If I traded like this money, this is how much it's going to be, because this is how much percent that I make every month. Like the ATM, that's like a slow business. It's like 1 year, maybe like summer or just in the winter that you make money. We got to talk to all these barbershops. We put one in a barbershop. But yeah, I was like, hey, look, if you calculate the numbers, there's better stuff out there. So we got rid of that.
You have the mentality where you, like you said, you spent months back testing. Like a lot of people would not do that. And that's why they fail at trading, right? Exactly. You're the 1% that actually do the work to gain the confidence to be able to use your own setups. I think that's where you are doing so well at it, right?
Yeah.
And I would say trading is actually the best job or the best hustle to have, because you don't have to, you're working for like another company.
Apart from,
but
that the main goal is to take all that money into the personal and then trade your personal. You can go anywhere in the world as long as you got Wi-Fi or LTE or 5G. You can go anywhere in the world. You just need something to look at your charts at. I like looking at it with a computer, and then you just need something to look at your charts at. You can trade anywhere in the world. You can go anywhere. You go to Thailand, you go to Mexico, go anywhere, and you don't got to talk to people. You don't have to have business meetings. You don't have to take people out to eat to convince them of something. You don't got to buy food for nobody. You don't got to do photo shoots or drive fucking like 100 miles in a week. You just chilling. I saw a meme. It's like a millionaire in like the 1960s or whatever. It's like y'all suited up and you going into the office, and I was like, a millionaire in 2021. It's like a kid on his computer in a messy ass room. And that's how it is though now. Like it's crazy how much money there is right now. How much money there is to make and how easy it is. Now, I don't want to say easy, but like how many opportunities there are for you to like get into to make money. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's easy.
But as long as you are motivated and it's something you want to do and something you want to spend your time on, that's really where it comes from.
I look at a lot of things like realistically, super blunt to myself and to other people too. Like I look at it realistically, like where is this going to be in the next 10 years? Where is it going to be in the next 5 years? Where is it going to be in the next 10 years? Look, how much money are you putting in? How much money are you coming out? Do you have any of your numbers straight? Because everything is about numbers, you know what I'm saying? Where is it going to be? Like if you want to be a professional fighter, but you're fucking taking like every other day off, like let me tell you straight up, you're not going to go anywhere. Exactly. If you want to be rich and super successful for the rest of your life and all you have is just income that you have to work for, for it, and you don't have any passive income, you don't have any investments, things end. Like right now with the clothing brand, one day there's a lot of brands that are like all the way up here, and then now it's like uncool to wear. You know what I'm saying? That's especially with clothing brands, it's like trends. So I'm telling Jada, I'm telling like we own a clothing brand. I'm still looking at it realistically. How long is this gonna last? You need other ventures, you need other stuff to get into. He's doing cool too. He's like he has other clothing brands, so like diversifying. You need to get into like other out of the clothing brand side. You know what I'm saying? You need something long term. You need some investments because everything comes to an end. You think about it, like you got to be real with the numbers. Like how long? Where's this gonna be in the next 10 years?
It's just all like the support you can have. It's kind of just like a table, right? You have the more legs you have, the better you stand. At the end of the day, you just gotta make sure that you feel safe, you're secure, and you have your bag, right?
Like you see UFC fighters like Cowboy Cerrone. A lot of these, they're getting to their age like they should have retired years ago, like a few years ago. They should have retired already. But the thing is, look, they didn't think straight like that when they're in their 20s, when they're in their prime. They didn't think straight. They didn't know how to. They didn't know about finance or money. And now they gotta retire. What else are they gonna do? So they're still fighting just for that, like those paychecks. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They're still fighting for like, oh, I'm making another 200 grand. I still gotta fight, even though if I lose, I don't care about my legacy. You know what I'm saying?
But if they're spending all that 200 grand, you're not gonna save anything. Like you gotta learn how to like decrease your expenses and learn to live on like a small amount. Where when you do save that bag, you have enough to live those like 30 years or 40 years. Now you have that security, and you can work on whatever you want to work on.
Yeah, making more money doesn't mean spending more money. You see, I see a lot of people suddenly make a little bit more money and they start spending more. Like making more doesn't mean spending more. I make more, I spend less.
I'm the same, man. I make around 120K right now. I probably only spend 15 to 20K a year. So if you do that math, that's like, oh, every year that I work, I'm saving 5 years of retirement. And the sooner that you get to that realization that, hey, the more you save, the longer you can go, know when you'll have your time freedom back. You know when you'll be flexibly, financially responsible, right? To get to, I want to do what you just said earlier, be able to travel anywhere in the world. You don't have to be tied down to anything. You don't need to look at a watch. You don't even care what time of day it is. Like you be walking around at nighttime because you want to, right? Not because you have to go to sleep for work or whatever tomorrow.
You don't got to ask your boss, hey, can I take 2 weeks this year to hang out with my wife and kids because I work for you for 365 days already. You got to ask a person to give you vacation time. I don't get that. Like I'm working for you 9 to 5 every single day, and I got to ask you, can I have 2 weeks off the whole year?
Wait, Humbert, have you ever had a job like that yet?
I had a job outside of boot camp. Right when I got out of boot camp, my sergeant recommended me. I was a security supervisor at Apple. I'm grateful for that job too. It taught me a lot of things about leadership because it was a leadership position. Yeah, that job was tough. It's because I was on salary as a supervisor. I can hold you over for 12 hours. Oh, you're here for 13, 14 on accident. We forgot about you. Oh, they always put me on there because I guess like I do it pretty well. And then I'm in there for 12, 13 hours. It's crazy. And then you ask for a day off and they're like, nah, you know what I'm saying? Like back to work. It's look what I'm doing for you. I'm like sacrificing like my sleep, my body for you. You can't, I only had one job before that. It was at a movie theater when I was 16. Worked there for like a month. But I don't ever want to work for somebody ever.
I know that feeling, man. I'm working towards it. And I'm 31. So you are 10 years ahead of me, man. And you're doing great, dude. I'm telling you. I'm going to see you travel the world and do whatever you want to do, man. You get those cars that you want. Well, it's 10 minutes over. It's a great talk, man. I really appreciated your time. I'm really looking forward to seeing where you go, man.
Thank you. Do
you have any questions for me?
Besides options and crypto, what do you do?
For work or for other investments? For work, I'm a lab manager at a cancer research lab. I graduated from UC Davis back in 2013. My major was pharmaceutical chemistry. I never ended up doing chemistry. I ended up doing more biology. But after some time, I just realized like I don't want to spend all my time in the lab because in the lab, all you're doing is you're learning more skills so that your employer can kind of tell you, hey, we need you to get this data so that we can know what to do for our next steps, which is great. Like I really want to help like a company cure cancer, but also like at the same time on the side of my head, I'm just like, but I also want to do my own stuff. And so I'm just like, all right, how can I move from this position, which is in the lab, to doing something where I'm picking up skills later on for whatever I want to do? That's probably 2 years ago now. I knew in the future I wanted to run my own small business. And so I'm like, all right, I'm going to need to learn how to like handle inventory. I'm going to need to learn how to talk to other people. I'm going to need to learn how to delegate issues and handle problems. And so that's why I became lab manager now. And I'm taking care of that for this cancer lab.
Hey, if you were able to go back like into your before college, would you still choose the same major or would you do something else?
Ooh, I think I would choose more of a business major, or business or finance. But from hearing all the people that are in business and finance now, it sounds like that knowledge that you gained there doesn't really help you that much. What really helps you that much much is what you're doing, Humbert. You going out, putting yourself out there, shaking when you're talking to Adrian, and picking up the skills as you don't have them
as you're going.
Right?
Yeah,
as you're going.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. It's like business majors, it's like blank. They come out, it's kind of like useless now. Like that degree.
Even Elon Musk will say, like, I will never hire anyone that comes out with an MBA because they just learn things that are not relevant to what he would want someone to be thinking about when they're running his company.
I feel like a lot of college and even high school now and middle school, like all the schools, they teach you what to think, but not how to think. You know what I'm saying? Like what Rockefeller back in the day, he came up with the whole college system with the government, and they like it was made. The whole system was made to make workers. If you're a creative person, I got ADHD. Yeah, I got in trouble a lot in school. You stand up, you do something. The teacher wants you to sit down, snot coming down your nose, and you're just hands on the table, staring at the board. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to. They don't want you to move. They want you to just all ears. And but some people don't learn like that. You see, like people getting good grades. It's not really because they're creative or they got an entrepreneurial mindset or you know they're like that. It's just because they can memorize well. School is just memorizing.
I think the term ADHD, like it's its own term, of course, but I think with biology and how we evolve as time goes by, learn to make fire, learn to make a home, learn how to work together and everything. I think ADHD is something that is actually a superpower or like a genetic evolution that was given to us because now we're in a day and age where we need that to be able to like run businesses or focus on like so many things that are going on in our lives, right? Yeah. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I think it actually is a really good superpower because I feel like I have it as well.
Yeah, I think so too. But I'm just like, I saw somebody juggle on Instagram and I learned how to juggle and I heard Kenny G and then now I bought a saxophone. I'm just like, there's always something going on with my brain. That's what my girl was laughing at me at and my mom too. It's like, I'm always doing something like, but fighting and business aside, I find stuff to like be busy with. I just find stuff to do. I like just like learning new stuff, you know?
My thing is I like to forage. And so I'll go out to like the forest and I'll look for mushrooms and I'll also go forage for like sea urchins, clams, crabs. That's my main hobbies I do when I'm not like working or I'm not interviewing other people.
Like, where do you want to take the interview thing? Like how big do you want to, or you just want to keep doing it? Like how big do you want to make it?
So my goal is to, once I have my bag and I'm able to kind of just travel the world, I'd like to turn it to me interviewing in person as well. But right now I'm kind of stuck in a place, right? I have to be here to do my job. I'm on TikTok. I'm talking to a lot of other strangers. I'm interviewing those guys as well. The main goal is to learn from others. You don't know what you don't know, right? Yeah. And by talking to others, that's how you figure out, oh, that's what you're doing and that's what you're doing. And the process, I think the most important part is the process and the system. And you don't get that from YouTube a lot. People don't go step by step. But when you get to bring someone on an interview, you get to ask them the questions. You get to ask them what you've been thinking and how you can improve the process, especially if they're a couple steps ahead of you. You're way ahead right now, bro. And like, it's just great to like interview you and know like how your mind works and where your focuses are. That's the interesting part to me for these interviews. And I'd love to continue it. And I plan to continue it. Yeah. Is there anyone that you think I should interview next? You know, anyone that you think would be interested in talking to me, I would be interested in talking to them. It could be a good story, or at least if they've learned any lessons in their life, kind of just going forward. I guess more business minded and or more systems oriented individuals.
I would say my coach. I would ask my coach. He's like everything I am with trading, but with fighting. It's like the time he puts in analyzing stuff and like sometimes analyzing film and like making tiny adjustments. And he's like telling me ASAP, hey, we got something new to work on. Like, this is what you got to change. And it's kind of like the Karate Kid movies. Normally, you know, it's like Floyd Mayweather hitting the bags and doing all the rolls, ducks, flips. Basics win fights. This is what he always tells me. Basics win fights. The more basic, it's the more advanced. Yeah. Everybody learns the basics in the beginning, but how advanced are you at those basics? I'm standing in front of a fucking bag and just throwing jab cross. And it's like, you're not transferring your weight enough. You know, power comes from your core. Power comes from your legs. You're just popping your shoulder too much. I'm just in front of the bag doing the same motion over and over and over. And I'm listening because I trust him and it works. And he just, the way he coaches is just so, and like his work ethic towards fighting is crazy to me how much he can learn, he knows, and that he can still keep learning more and changing himself and the way he fights and like passing it on to me. He cares about his students a lot. Like
he sounds like a really interesting character. Yeah.
Yeah.
You think he'd be down?
Like, I think he'll be down. He's like 36, but he acts like he's like 19. It's crazy, dude. I remember when I found out about his age, I was like, what? He looks like he's like late 20s, and then he just sounds like like he's 19. Like he's like super hyper. Just like a fun person.
Well, I'll be reaching out to him then, man. Thank you so much,
Yep.
Humbert. Thanks, man. I feel free to reach out to me anytime.
Cool, I will. Thank you, man.
Yeah, thanks, dude. Have a good night.
Thank you. You too, man. Bye.